It's Sunday, and we're live again. Welcome to episode 5 of the Mickey, the Magic, the Beautiful Game. And I'm beginning to think there's between the three of us tonight, there's going to be very little of the beautiful to talk about this weekend. I'm John, and with me as usual is Stephen and Charlie. So, guys, welcome.
Welcome.
Where on earth do we start?
Start by giving this fella's head a little bit of a wobble here.
Where do we start? Goodness me.
Oh, poor, yeah.
I think we should just choose. I think we should just choose to ignore Everton and Liverpool completely, and we'll talk about it entirely. You know, I've just turned the TV off, discussed having your team, having watched your team yesterday lunchtime. It's I dread to think if you were in the middle of Liverpool at the minute, it would just be the most gloomy situation. It really would. You know, both Everton and Liverpool looking absolutely appalling. But hey, we're back, and we're going to talk about it all for an hour. So, and we've got to pick up on Charlie's idea from last week. I think, you know, what rides that we were going to assign to different games. To be honest, I think even Haunted Mansion is too polite to the Everton performance tonight. It was beyond a nightmare.
Yeah, I had a ride specific for Everton, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
Oh, that sounds intriguing.
Well, yeah, it plays off of what you were saying pre-game.
Yeah,
pre-game show. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this week.
No.
Well, may I start off by I was irritated. Let me just start off a little bit. I was irritated by one of the reporters' questions for Klopp after the game. You know, basically asked him, "Do you concede the?" I was like, this is total BS. You know, you're catching a guy when he's down, and I think it's obvious that it would take an absolute miracle for us to win the league again. The points are just there's too many. It's too much of a mountain to climb back up, and it would take a massive fail on many other teams for them to crash for us to be able to get back to the top of the league. You know, Manchester City would have to blow up. Man United would have to blow up. They'd all have to take like a 6-game dives for us to be able to catch back up, and that's just not going to happen. So why does a reporter have to say that to him? You know, it's especially, you know, after his mother died and shit like that. You see that he's not in the best spot, I don't think, you know, to begin with. And I didn't like the question. I didn't like it's just annoying to me how reporters are nowadays in general, but just to ask silly questions like that, I just
I think about Charlie, and I think this is from a sort of non-Liverpool supporting side of things. I know, Stephen, you've got your own views on this, and I hope this will trail a little bit into that. But for anybody who doesn't know, Jurgen Klopp lost his mother last midweek because of the restrictions that are in place between the UK and Europe. He wasn't able to go and mourn the death of his own mother, which in these times must be the most heartbreaking situation to actually be in. Having read an awful lot on Twitter last night, and a lot of rumour, a lot of probably mistruth, who knows, but you begin to get a handle on the fact that some things are bigger than football. And I think Shankly did that, wasn't it? You know, it's actually sometimes you just need a little bit of time and a little bit of space. And I think Klopp just needs that at the moment. The football club will exist, and his role at the football club will exist. He just needs a little bit of time to go and sort out family stuff, personal stuff. And he should be afforded the grace and the dignity to go and do that. And I think that's my take on it. And I know, Stephen, you've got another point of view as well.
Yeah, I'm going to have a rant in a minute, but I think you've hit the nail right on the head. You know, what a week to be Jurgen Klopp. You
Yeah.
know, what a really tough week he's had.
Yeah.
They say the loss of his mother. He can't get over to Germany. You know, he can't go to say his final farewells to his own mother. And you know, when you take football aside, when you watch the man and see how passionate he is about the football game, well, you transfer that into family life, he's going to be X amount even more intense on that.
Yeah.
So that be hating that man. And that question, Charlie, yesterday was a disgusting question to ask that man at that time. Disgusting question. I've not seen Jurgen like that ever. And to see him put on the spot like that is terrible. But that's the British press. The British press like to twist the knife. They just like to get the knife in and twist it, and that's what they do. They're awful for it, and that's just the way they are. I'm going to get on my rant in a minute, but I'm going to say evening to Nick. Nick's back in. So nice to see you, Nick. So rant time, and it's not Liverpool Football Club that I'm going to have a rant at. It's the fans.
Yeah.
They absolutely disgust me. I put something on Twitter, I think it was this morning. You know, it was that question, Charlie, that he was asked. It was a video of that question, and I retweeted it. You know, and I just find it hard in me to understand how fans of this football club, my football club, Liverpool Football Club, who can sit there and shout, "You'll never walk alone," but act in the way they have done over the last 2 days. Hashtag Klopp out just reached phenomenal freaking statuses yesterday, and it was ridiculous, and it disgusted me. I don't want to see it. Do you know what? If you hashtag Klopp out, like, do me a favour, go and find yourself another club, because we don't want you. Get out.
We don't want you here. No.
Get out, because we will walk together. We will walk through the storm. We'll hold our heads up high, and we will see that golden sky again. At the end of the day, this man here he is here with his wobbly head. He ended 30 years of it. I don't care how many Champions Leagues he's won. I don't care how many FA Cups we won. I don't care how many cups we won between 1990 and last year. We didn't win the league. He brought it. And as far as I'm concerned, on the week he's had, and the week he needs support, now's he needs support, and people hashtagging Klopp out, for me, you disgust me. Go and support someone else. Yeah. Really is. That's me dance over. Sorry. But I had to get that out because it really, really got to me that we're Liverpool Football Club. We've got the mantra of "You'll never walk alone," and yet here we are throwing a man out to walk alone in the week he lost his mum, right? And the team just isn't performing. He's had the terrible amount of injuries that you could ever get. Our back line is a nightmare. We'll get on to Alisson in a minute, but I think Alisson doing what he done yesterday was all down to him not trusting his defenders. Yeah. And I think that's all it was.
Can I add another one into the mix, though, Stephen? And this is probably the wrong team to actually even compare you with. But even tonight, Ollie out is trending on Twitter again because Man United dared to draw with West Brom, and you're just thinking, what's the mentality in all of this? So you're going to end up with like half the Premier League without a manager if everybody listens to these so-called fans, just on the back of one performance or one, another game. It's wrong. It's not about being a supporter. I don't get it. I really, and I'm right with you. I totally, it riles me completely. And I think there's other teams out there who are on the back of some pitiful runs in the Premier League, and actually probably the same things being said about their managers probably on a local basis. And I think it's the wrong way of going about it. It's perhaps the bit where you've got to start looking at who else is available, who else could come into Liverpool Football Club and take over from Klopp. I see a big long queue of people.
I wouldn't want anyone else. I think he's perfect for Liverpool. His rock and roll style football, and I wouldn't care. I like his style of football. Okay, and he's brought me a lot of joy. I didn't mind Brendan Rodgers, to tell you the truth. My wife got a laugh at him whenever he was on being interviewed. For some reason, he just he tickled her the right way. I don't know, but Klopp, ever since he started, is like I loved the guy. I thought he was like this guy's perfect, and he doesn't have to win 3 trophies a year for me to be happy with him. He doesn't have to win anything. Just as long as we're competitive all the time. It's like yesterday's game. It's not as bad as the score was. I don't think. I thought we owned Leicester except for 7 minutes of mistakes and lost focus maybe. But I thought you take those 7 minutes out and we owned the rest of the game. So I don't think that's a reflection on Klopp. I think that the mistake made by Alisson, I thought it was a mistake by Alisson. I don't think it was the new guy's fault. I think Alisson was way the hell out of his box and should have let the guy. I think it was lack of confidence of Alisson in his new defender, saying maybe I need to take care of it myself, some type of thing like that. But I don't think he should have been there where he was. And again, when we have that lack. When we have those spells of the 7 minutes there, it's when I think the midfield and the attackers stop playing defense for a few minutes. Either they're dead tired by that point and they just, okay, I'm not going to make that run back and help out the defense. Because when they've done that, we've been awesome. When Salah's coming back, when Mane, they're coming back to contribute to the defense, we've been able to handle everything. But when they get tired or whatever, that's when they stop coming back, helping so much. That's when things fall apart pretty quickly. So I don't think it's a reflection on Klopp. And you could see how ticked he was. He was yelling at them, saying, you got to pull yourselves together or whatnot. And I don't think that's a reflection on Klopp.
Definitely not. Sarah's put. Good touch by the real fans shown outside the ground today. I don't know whether you guys have seen it. It was Jurgen Klopp, you'll never walk alone, big 3 white sheets and tied to the fences. Now that's fans, that's support, that's us saying solidarity. We're here with you. We're going to walk with you, Jurgen. And I think
his time of personal need as well.
Yeah, definitely, John. Yeah, definitely. And like Nick saying here, it's right for any fandom, be it sports films, real toxic people that suppose it for all. It's the minority.
That's a great goal. I think it goes back to your point as well, your rant as well, Stephen. Yeah. I think it goes back to that, but I think it's fueled by the British press.
I was going to say, how many of those people that are putting Klopp out, how many are actual Liverpool fans? How do we know they're not Man United fans that are hoping to start something, that we get rid of our own best guy? It's like, so that way they can grab him. You see, they'll get Klopp out. They'll hire him the next following week. Them well, they would.
Maybe I'm not saying as well as maybe it's the Liverpool fans doing #Ollie out. I don't know.
I think it's And actually, I don't think it is. I think it is just deluded fans who are just like, deluded fans who are just thinking, that they've got a privilege, irrespective of which team it is. And I'm pretty certain there's probably some Southampton fans. They're not 1 in 5. Southampton fans are sitting there wanting Hasenhüttl out because one, they don't like the football he's playing, but actually they've just been really unlucky over the past 5 games. They've got a load of injuries. That where does it all stop? And that's what gets me. Where does it all stop? It's ridiculous.
I very nearly put a tweet out as well yesterday, just before that 6 minutes, 7 minutes of hell, Charlie. It was like, no matter what the result today, the good news is Virgil van Dijk is now back on the pitch training. He's been training since the start of December, physical training, recuperating, but he's now actually got the ball on the field and he's kicking it about with the team now. So, you know what? I hope he comes back soon, because I'm going to go back to Alisson's mistake and, what I said before, what you just said, Charlie, as well. I honestly think it was a lack of confidence in himself because the mistakes he made in the last game against City, which were absolute hours. But I also think he's got He's got two lads in front of him that he's not had play in front of him before. He's not really there. I go from my experience, because when I played football, I was a goalkeeper. And I know if I had centre halves in front of me that I didn't particularly trust, I'd do silly stuff like what he done yesterday and go out and try and get it because I just didn't trust them to do the job. Yeah. I don't know. We can't say categorically that's what it is, but it just looked that way to me, you know. And we know Alisson's a good goalkeeper. We know Alisson over the last couple of seasons been phenomenal. He's been a really good goalkeeper. You don't become crap overnight. You don't lose your wits or your skill or anything. I can't remember who coined the phrase, you know. Form is temporary, but class is permanent, you know. I can't remember who coined that. And there's no true saying. So for me, Alisson will get back to where he is. Liverpool will get back to where he is. This man here, who's my absolute idol, you know, he'll get the support again, and he's still getting the support, and we'll come out of it. We're just going through a bit of a storm. So yeah, I think we move on from Liverpool now. But like Nick just said there, and don't forget, he's a Spurs fan. This lad, you know, and he's one of the few.
I think Nick missed us for our Spurs bit last week, so I think if we move on to Spurs next, I think it'd be really good because actually,
to be fair, they got beat by what I would call the champions this year.
Yeah,
they're definitely the champions as far as I'm concerned. No one's challenging them this year. And going back to the point difference that you mentioned before, Charlie, Liverpool are now 13 points behind City, and that's what makes the question so silly. You're 13 points behind City, who are on an absolute run. They've won the last 6 games or more, and they've got a game in hand on us as well. You know, so yeah, they're the champions for me. That's where it lies. We've got to be careful about Champions League now, because even though Everton got beat tonight, they can still go above us, I think. The games in hand and stuff.
Do they still have 2 games in hand over us, over Liverpool?
22. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they could easily be.
And actually, if it actually turned up tonight, that would have been a start. And I think that's the issue now, because the next 2 games, Everton have got City on Wednesday, and then there's the big local derby next weekend. So by this time next
that's not good.
Talk to each other, lads. That's it. It could be all over.
Oh my God! Hang on.
Anyone who's watching and wants to watch proper fighting next Sunday, if Everton win, I think I might be on my own for the whole show. unless Van Dijk sort of resurrects himself to play next weekend.
Yeah, Pickford will take him out again.
Is it on
the other leg?
It's a Sunday kickoff, isn't it, John? Is it the early one or the late one? I can't remember now. It was the late
on the top of my head.
Got Sky Sports open here. Hang on. I'll tell you what fixtures. So.
Oh, it's Saturday. Saturday, 5:30 next Saturday.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. We don't even get the prime time slot. Look at that.
Well, we've got a full 24 hours plus to get used to the results, haven't we? To get over it, you know. So yeah, it's going to be good. So Derby week next week. That'll be the coin for next week. Derby week. Maybe
and to be honest, I think as a glass half empty Evertonian, as I started in show 1, describing that, you know, to get beat off a really Fulham were brilliant tonight, and I take my hat off to them. But Everton was so poor, and if they play like that against City on Wednesday and they play like that against Liverpool on Saturday, you know, it could be 5, 6, or 7. It really could. They were shocking, and it was as if they just like. We just have, and it's that sort of careless approach to playing against these teams that are in the bottom 3 again. And Everton do this season on season. It's like you shouldn't be losing against teams that are who end up getting relegated, but they do it. And I'm sure I think Stephen, you mentioned it a couple of shows ago, but it's actually a mental block that they've got.
Yeah,
it stops them from performing. It's I don't know. I'll put it across to Carlo. Carlo will sort it out.
Liverpool's doing the same thing. They're not
Yeah.
bringing it against the lower six. It's just
And to be honest for you guys, I would say Leicester were superb yesterday because they soaked up so much Liverpool pressure up to that 70th minute, and I actually felt Liverpool were absolutely superb, but Leicester had found a way. They dealt with it. They didn't look as if they were going to score, and suddenly it was just like that.
It's like the beginning of the Liverpool game. You have those key moments where, okay, this is a missed opportunity, this is a missed opportunity, and then it's like 3 missed opportunities. And it's like those are going to come back to bite us. That's the one that's in my mind now. That's going to come back to bite us. Mane and Salah have to put those goals in. That they get those chances, they have to put them in.
Yeah,
that's the big difference. Last year, for the tough games, we were finding ways to win. This year, we're finding ways to lose. I mean, it's just coming to bite us.
It's a fine line, though, Charlie, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think as well, and I take my hat off to City because I know I keep saying it, but they're just absolutely head and shoulders above everybody.
Yeah.
They've still got De Bruyne to come back into the team.
So what was wrong with them at the beginning of the season, though? Because City were like,
I think they were just. I actually think it was just a case that they hadn't done enough pre-season, and I think Pep has deliberately gone slow on the training bit. He's rotated the squad continually until the past 4 or 5 games, where he's actually stuck. He's stuck with a back four that actually, I'm thinking from fantasy football point of view, he's not rotated his squad as much as he previously did for about the past 5 games, and I think that's a really big thing. And he's got a settled unit. Gundogan is in the form of his life, and he's got Aguero back on the bench as well. And he's just like, he must be laughing. He's just like,
yeah.
But they're good to watch, and they're good to go and see. And I think that's what we all want as football fans. I know I've complained about Newcastle in a couple of shows, but actually Newcastle have found a way of actually trying to actually turn up and put a performance in. And so once you're actually playing well, even if you get beat and you actually put the performance in, as a fan, you don't mind quite so much, do you?
No, you don't. No, you don't. And like Nick just said, there is a door. What have we played? The crowd noises through the PA system.
Yeah.
Here on the TV. If they were accurate enough, that'd be great. I don't know. I don't think you can ever replace the fans. I don't think, being as someone who stood on the cop and stuff like that and heard the crowd, and you, John, will have done it in Gladys Street and stuff like that. Charlie, I know you've been in the game a while ago. It's been a while since you've been over these ways and stuff like that. But when you're in there and you hear that crowd, there's something about the crowd that makes the hair stand up on the back of your neck. It's...
Yeah. But still, as a player, though, that's when the adrenaline kicks in.
Yeah, it is.
You're then performing at probably 15 to 20% beyond your normal performance levels because you've got a crowd. And a good example is probably Gary Neville when he turned up at Anfield and the crowd were giving him absolute pelters all the way through the game. But he openly says it actually made him a player for Man United when they played Liverpool. Because actually he didn't want to make a mistake because he knew he'd get more flack, and he actually wanted to wind them up. And I think that's the bit, isn't it? It works in both camps. It's not the home team, but there's players with the away team that rely on that extra adrenaline dose, and it's they're being deprived of it. And I think as fans, what we are getting in the UK is that ability to watch it on the telly, and it doesn't replace it. All I'm finding, I think Harrison mentioned about your phone, Stephen, as well before.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
I find it so annoying is when your team can't hear you. They can't hear the abuse that you're shouting at your own TV, and your own kids are turning around and going, "Look, calm it down, sunshine." They can't hear a word that you're saying.
Exactly.
That's what they need to funnel into.
The kids that, and they're telling me.
They need to funnel us into the PA system, into the stadium. That's what they.
Do you know who's good at Charlie? That's
yes, Charlie. He wouldn't last 2 minutes.
Make that happen.
What Harrison's talking about with the phone there, by the way, is I had my phone and I literally, when I sent that text to you and I said the telly's out the window with 2 angry faces, my phone got lashed. It got absolutely thrown to the floor. It's for the day. I said enough words to make Mother Teresa shed a few tears, you know.
I tell you what, I'm going to move us on because I'm aware that time goes so quickly, doesn't it? And I'm going to move the
25 minutes in. I can't believe it.
I'm going to move the chat to Spurs because I know Nick's a Spurs fan. Nick's a great watcher of the show, and we appreciate your chat. I appreciate you being with us, Nick. And I don't know, for all Liverpool fans and Man United fans and Everton fans can complain about the way that the results that the team are having. It must be so hard being a Spurs fan at the minute. Really must. It's the Everton game in midweek in the cup. 5-4 after extra time, and admittedly Everton were sort of hit and miss again, but we came through in the end. But that must be so. As a Spurs fan, that was the first sign of life that Spurs have had. And it was because it was the cup. There was that little sniff that he might get a trip to Wembley, and Jose decides that he's going to play attacking football, expansive football, change the system, and it was a great game to watch. But then you suddenly find it playing against City, and it's like again, it's parking 2 buses, frightened of giving the ball to Son, frightened of giving the ball to Kane, and something, it would drive me crackers. It really would. It's so reminiscent of when he went to Man United and just playing the most turgid footballing style and also criticising some of your best players. And Luke Shaw at Man United must be so glad that they saw the back of Mourinho, and he's turned up at Spurs and Dele Alli's getting exactly the same treatment.
Yeah.
It's just so it was a game I wasn't able to watch, but I did see some highlights. Now, I have to ask, I don't know who has seen it of you guys, but was Christian Bale as good as the clips showed him? Because he looked pretty sharp on some of those clips that they were showing him breaking into the box.
Christian Bale's a cracking actor, but I think it's
it was Gareth Bale. I tell you, Gareth Bale must have had his agent doing the highlights. I tell you.
Oh, Christian Bale, yeah.
his agent must be.
Maybe he should have been Christian Bale. No, Gareth Bale. Yeah, of course. I wrote down Bale, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
But was he as good as the clips were showing him, or
no? I don't even know. I watched the game because I'm loving watching City at the minute.
Yeah,
I'm loving watching the resurrection of John Stones more than anything else. He's back to the player he should have been. And Gundogan, I captained in my fantasy football team, so he scored me a load of points this week. So that made me day before he got carted off. But Bale is another one. He doesn't get, Mourinho doesn't quite know what to do with him.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's wrong.
It's
wrong. Yeah. Come on, Nick. I want to see. What do you think of how Spurs are playing? That's my big thing here.
A minute, and he's going back to the crowd. No, he's just there with the one we put up there. But he's saying here, Loris is not happy with his back line, and rightfully so. Zaire is not a centre back. Sanchez needs to go. Toby is so out of sorts. He hasn't got a partner. Yeah. Do you know what? We could be talking about Liverpool here, couldn't we? It's the same.
It's exactly the same scenario,
isn't it? It's. And I'm going to put
United in there as well, Stephen, because actually, I'm sick to death of watching Harry Maguire. Just hand up every single time either he makes a mistake or Lindelof beside him makes a mistake. He's seeking an offside or he's seeking a foul. He's looking for something, and actually, he's not getting it. And it's costing United. It's costing Spurs. It's costing Liverpool. And I'm with Nick. Yeah, so many players in that team that need to go, but.
I'm not a fan of Maguire.
No, I'm not either.
No, I'm with you, Charlie. Yeah, I'm with you now.
I think that's pretty much safe to say all the way down the Man United line too. Is not.
Thing is though, Charlie, you look at the England national football team, you've got Maguire and you've got Eric Dyer, who seem to be the sort of the mainstay in the centre back position.
Yeah.
This is just like, is it any wonder we struggle? It's just that there's too many players not there. But I've got to say, and I think I agree with Nick that there's loads of players that need to go. But is that not what Mourinho's there to try and make these players better and find a way of winning?
I like Mourinho. I like him as a manager. I like what he's done. I don't like his style of football. I think I said that last week or the week before. He definitely falls in the bracket of Tony Pulis, is it? And Sam Allardyce, where he just killed the game for enjoyment. But he does it to a successful level. And he's done it wherever he's gone. All right, United he didn't do too well, but I think United have got that real weight around the neck of, success that's gone the past. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is doing really well there at the minute. But he was part of that successful team.
Yeah.
That was in the past that's gone. You look at Liverpool, 30 years without the title because they had that real weight of the history on them. Tottenham's the same. Tottenham's in the same kind of vein. Tottenham is a good club. It's a big club. And it is a big club. It's, it's got a lot of supporters, it's got a lot of finance behind them.
Yeah.
But they just can't seem to get over the line and just pick that silverware up, If they can go on a good cup run this year or win a cup or in the next couple of years, I reckon that'll change their fortunes really well. But yeah,
Well, can I tell you, just to start tying in the rides that we're gonna games, okay? Because I had the Liverpool game. I don't know how many people remember the old backlot studio tour on Hollywood Studios, right? Yeah. Where you're going along, nice, everything's nice and dandy. You're looking at the sights, things are going along, and then you come rolling into Catastrophe Canyon, right? and everything blows up for 7 minutes. That's my game. That was my game yesterday. I was like, come on, people. Oh,
I totally agree with that. That was what a fantastic game. That's exactly it.
Yeah, I didn't think it was as bad as it was, but I'm sorry to go back to the Liverpool game, but I just had to tie in that.
Yeah. Oh.
I think Liverpool would do well until the end. I think they would really do well until the end. And we were doing well until we got to the final third as well. I don't know what's gone on with us. When we get to the final third, we just seem to lose.
Come on. Let's move on from Liverpool. Come on. And I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna suggest that what we've done for the first part of the whole show with Liverpool, Man United, Spurs, and Everton, I think we found 4 of our villains of the week as well. And I don't think it particularly matters which order you put them in, either Hades, Cruella, Ursula, or Oscar.
So let me put the
I don't particularly care because I would turn around and tell you Everton will have Ursula just because the dog rough is tonight.
I'll put the characters up.
Sorry, Cruella.
Here's the characters. Right. So there's the characters that we've got. Let me just hide that comment there so we can see it. Right. So there we are. Right. So you got the villains there. Everton's Ursula.
Even with the characters this week, Stephen, I noticed the improvement on the visual this week. There we go. We didn't get that last week. No, there you go. I think it was Sarah who said in the chat last week about maybe getting it so we can see it. There you go.
On this side. Charlie is hidden down there.
And I'll go to this side as well.
Yeah. So anyway, we've been a bit poor this week. We've been absolutely forgetting what we tried to stop doing in the first couple of weeks. We just talk about the football and forget about the Disney. I think the three of us went on an absolute rant. I mean, I went on almighty rant before, but I think it was deserved. But I think we've just had one of them weeks where we've just had a lot to get off our chest, haven't we? Nick's had a lot to get off his chest by the look of the comments and stuff, and that's what this show's about, isn't it? Yeah. Get stuff off the chest,
Sarah's got a good point too.
Let's put characters into that table. So I go. Do you know what? I'd have said Ursula was Liverpool, but I would. It was only for 6 minutes of the game. You know what I mean? If you're going to, I didn't see the Everton games tonight. Unfortunately, I was trying to get everything up to date for tonight.
I wouldn't worry, mate. You didn't miss anything.
No. Right, okay. So what we'll do then, if it all goes, we'll give.
While you're unlocking characters, if there's anyone who's watching who's a Sunderland fan, to see the lad who scored 2 goals for Fulham tonight, who played for Sunderland and was bought in mysterious circumstances and all of this, when they were the very first season of that, Sunderland did a Netflix Until I Die, and they bought Josh Major or whoever it is, and he couldn't hit a barn door, and then they offloaded him to Bordeaux, where equally he couldn't hit a barn door. I'll tell you one thing, he had a massive barn door tonight, and he hit it.
Yeah, he was where he needed to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see Nick's point. Yeah, Pinocchio is Tottenham as well. I had Pinocchio. My Pinocchio was again Man United, but it tends to go back and forth between Man United and Tottenham.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's it. Yeah, lying to people about what they think. Yeah,
See, it's hard to give. For me, it's hard to give Man City a villain because to me they're still the top of the league. They're the Mickey still. They're just the ones that are getting it done, and they're just like.
Yeah, I think it was Man United. I was suggesting simply because of the fact that it was Man United. It was, and I'm just like, they never turned up either today. Unless they got done over by Big Sam. They had a job done on them by Allardyce today, and it upset their natural sort of flowing football. A goal by Fernandes again, but they never got themselves working up front, and that must be again for United fans. That must be so frustrating.
Yeah,
be going to West Brom and then just sort of squeaking a 1-1 draw and stuff.
But did you want to hear my Everton game?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Go on.
Because it fits like what John has been saying all day today is they just didn't show up, right? And in 2020, the Tron ride was supposed to show up, but it didn't show up. So I'm giving Everton game the Tron ride because it hasn't shown up yet.
Yeah.
So
Great call. I love that.
Yeah. Good. Is right.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, let's not. I'm not going to talk about the Tron ride and things like that. I've got that stored up for the next one of our. We go live next Friday night, and I'm due a Disney rant because I've watched SpongeBob Chapek the other night, and his rewriting of all that's been planned for the parks. It's just like it's heartbreaking. Tron on that list as well.
They got to get him out and promote the other guy who's in charge of the parks, that Josh guy, I think.
Yeah. It needs something, Charlie. It's too much down the TV route, and it's guy doesn't have an understanding of the Disney parks, and I think it's.
I think they need someone who's more thinking along the lines of Disney, Walt Disney himself, and less along the lines of trying to appease the social media people barking from every direction. They got to tone them guys out and say, what would Walt want to do? That's what they got to do.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, I think there we go. I think we've got our Hades for the week. Bob Chapek.
Bob Chapek, yeah. Definitely.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
I've had a bit of a mare this week, so before the show, I give these two guys the wrong link. I give the link to Bloody Wednesday show. So that was the peak of everything, mate.
Well, we were really early for Wednesday, though.
Really early for Wednesday, yeah. But I've had a really nightmare this week. So Sarah got me on one. And I remember it was on your show, Charlie. You have a thing, don't you? When's the Tron ride going to open? I said March 10th next year. And Sarah showed me a post. And it says opening February the 30th. Right? And I didn't get onto it. I just went, I said March 10th. February 30th. Hang on a minute. It doesn't was a leap year. I've had a horrible, horrible week. I think Nick has got to go to here. Man U, Dumbo, when he's in the tree, no one knows how he got there, but everyone knows they won't be there long. Let's give Man United Dumbo, right? We need to speed up this week, lads. We're 40 minutes in, and we haven't done it. packing this week. Yeah.
I think we're quite lucky. We've got 4 teams that we can't allocate because there's a big Monday night games as well. I think we don't need to. I need to reel myself in as well because I think I've been critical of Arsenal in previous shows as well. They actually had a great performance today against Leeds, and Aubameyang scored his first Premier League hat-trick, which is kind of unthinkable for a player like that. So again, hats off to Arsenal.
Yeah, 4-2, that was a good result.
Yeah, and I think as well, I think Arteta's still got a bit to do, but
I'm doing the double finger cross for Sheffield and Newcastle tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Sheffield and Newcastle. I don't want them to bump us out of the top 4.
That's a big game, that Sheffield Newcastle. Because looking at the table, Sheffield at the foot on 11 points. Newcastle is the one in 17, so it's a place outside the relegation zone.
And both of them are away from home. Sheffield United are away at West Ham tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And Newcastle are away at Chelsea, who are playing better.
Well, if Chelsea go and win that one, then Liverpool drop to 5th.
Yeah.
If either of these guys, if West Ham or Chelsea win, we drop to 5th or 6th.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we're in trouble.
West Ham are actually, to be honest, they're not looking too bad either. They've got 39 points, and they've played again. That'll be the game in hand they got on Liverpool. So, West Ham in the top 4. Who would have thought?
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah. No, wait and see what they do tomorrow against Sheffield United.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Charlie. Let's keep our fingers crossed for Sheffield United and also for Newcastle. I think we're going through a spell where the teams at the bottom of the league are really, really fighting for their lives. And I think all 3 of them, Sheffield United, West Brom, Fulham, all really need to be congratulated for just turning the season around and starting to put points on the board.
Yeah.
I think Spurs were at home against Leeds, weren't they? I think Leeds are in a position where every time they go to London, they don't win.
So Everton have a Wednesday game too, right? So there's their excuse for losing on Saturday because they were tired.
I don't have. There's no excuse.
Optimism, Charlie. Jesus, that's what it is.
I'm not prepared. I'm not even prepared to say that we were shattered after playing extra time this Wednesday. It's just like there is no excuse.
No. I'm not going to talk about next week. That's the derby next week. I hate derbies. They just, my stomach all goes all funny. Stomach. I just don't like them.
So we got like 15 minutes left. Should we go with the start naming the top 4?
15 minutes left. So we need to fill this table up. We've only got 3 at the moment.
We've done well there tonight, haven't we?
We've done awful.
Maybe we should go for our Mickey, Hercules, Tramp, and those top people.
Yeah, let's have the characters lead it.
Right, so let's go Tinkerbell, right? Who's Tinkerbell this week?
Let's see. I had I think.
I was going to give it to West Ham, but they haven't played yet. I'm just thinking
Leeds. Let's go with Leeds because they were. We gave our very first Mickey Award, and we've put the curse on them. They've been rotten ever since.
Tinkerbell's falling, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. That'll be Leeds then. I thought Tinkerbell was kind of like a flying high, kind of like a Dumbo thing, but
I'm going to give a shout out for Nemo, right? And I'm going to say Arsenal have done a lot better. And I thought they did really well today. They won 4-2 against Leeds, but I think they're starting to swim against it. So I'm going to go Nemo for Arsenal this week because they're starting to swim against that side, that stream, and they're starting to head in the right direction. They just got to get a few hurdles, yeah. So I'm going to put my name forward for Arsenal for Nemo. And if you guys are all right with that, we'll give them.
Yes, I am fine with that. Yeah.
City, I'd probably say I'm torn between Mickey Mouse and Hercules because I think they fit both of them.
Yeah, I put City as my Mickey because my Hercules actually I put as Burnley this week. They were on fire in the little yellow outfits there.
That's a great call. Yeah, let's go with both of them.
Let's give Burnley Hercules. Yeah. Okay.
There's something about Burnley. You know, they are amazingly resilient as a team, and you know, there's not a lot of talent in that team. And I think collectively, you're back to that whole thing where sort of the team is better than the individual, and I think that Burnley all over.
Yeah.
I think we need something special for Southampton now, because they continue to just clutch at their defeat from the jaws of victory, and never of their making and things like that. It's just like they're on such a terrible run, and if any of those bottom three decide to really pitch in, they could really then start to press the panic button. The gap is such that, you know, Southampton on 29 points. If they continue on a losing streak, they could be stuffed. Come last day of the season, they could be looking at it.
And I have Ings on my fantasy team, so he's keeping me in second place right now. So Ings is contributing when I need him to.
Yeah, he's having a good season. I would put Southampton as Bray Bay as our bit of a jumpy one this week.
Yeah. Good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have that. Crystal Palace.
Oh.
I think we were quite polite about them last week. And I know you guys, because Hodgson's a manager and stuff, you have a soft spot for him. But again, they're also in a position that they've lost one player. You know, Zaha's injured, and again they've got this amazing run. They must be looking at when they're going to play Everton. You know, Zaha doesn't play for Palace, they don't win, and that's it shouldn't be like that, should it? You know, one player just makes your total team not perform. So,
I mean, to lose at home 3-0, Burnley. You know, I know we lost. Do you know what, Nick? If we had Dopey there, definitely with them.
I'm good with that too.
Yeah,
we haven't got Dopey, so I'd say probably Captain Hook. You know, hooked them off the pitch.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that too.
I'm not sure whether Palace actually deserved the Goofy Award this week either.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to put Liverpool's at it. Well, no, I'm not going to put Liverpool in the app this week because I thought they were all right for 5 times 6-7 minutes.
Yeah.
For Goofy, I don't know. I think Crystal Palace are up there for Goofy this week. I think, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Burnley have done really well winning 3-0. We give them the Hercules for it, but to lose 3-0 at home against Burnley, I don't care who you're on. That's a bad one. That's a bad result.
I'm sorry?
It's a bad result to lose 3-0 at home against Burnley.
Can't be there.
So,
who did you have as your trap? I'm curious. Who's that fighter this week? This week I had the Wolves as.
That's the team I was just about to say, Charlie. Turn themselves around.
Yeah.
They've not done anything massive to do it. They've not got to sort of suddenly changed the whole way they play. They've just tinkered with the system, changed the personnel at the back a little bit, and actually understood the fact that they just need to score goals, and they've set up to score goals, and that's I think that'd be a really good one. They're starting to punch again above the weight, and you know that's 2 wins and a draw in the last 3 games that they've had, and much needed as well, because they were in danger of getting sucked into that sort of dogfight at the bottom as well. So it just gives them a bit of space, bit of time.
I think they're gonna a few more weeks of this, and they'll be putting Tramp in the middle of their emblem instead of the little. Seems like we're giving them
Just go back to the rides, and I'm sorry to go back to Liverpool, but Sarah's come up with a good one in comments. I missed that one before. Liverpool for expedition, just flying forward, then that horrible bit going backwards.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, I saw that before. That was a good one.
Definitely.
I agree with that. That's awesome.
Right, so we're flying ahead now. We've got 10 minutes to go. We need to get this filled out. Right, so I'd like to be quick enough on the keyboard to be able to take a picture of everything. I'll tell you what the characters are. So we've got Belle, we've got Moana, we've obviously got Mickey and Goofy, we've got Captain Hook, we've got Maleficent, we've got Hades, we've still got the Queen from Snow White, we've still got Cruella de Vil, Scar, Jiminy Cricket, and is it Flick?
Yeah.
Flick?
Right, so Leicester. I'm going to suggest Leicester as this week's Belle.
Yes, I was just going to say Belle used to wear that.
They look superb. Once they actually got that equaliser yesterday, they just lost all fear at Liverpool, and they really caused so many different issues that you wouldn't expect from a Liverpool team.
Yeah.
There's something about Belle there, isn't there?
Mm.
Yeah, definitely.
Too bad we don't have Coco. What's his face playing the guitar on the Vardy playing the guitar with the corner post.
That was a great celebration.
That was.
It's hard because you've got 4 teams playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you've got 2 games tomorrow. You've got 4 teams, so it's pretty hard for this week to do.
And I think that what we'll need to do is maybe before the show next week, we'll decide, where that takes us tomorrow night. Let's look at allocating what we can based on this weekend's stuff. We've still got Villa to do. Now, Villa are a really tricky team to allocate. The one week they turn up and they look like Brazil, and then the next week they turn up and you're not quite sure if they've seen each other before, and it's
they're neither good and they're neither bad.
Yeah,
so that's lick, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just that middle ground.
Aston Villa.
Yeah, they'd love to be exceptionally good, but they can't quite help it. They just.
Yeah. It's the villains. We said it last week. We're struggling. I thought this week, and I thought we'd get the villains done pretty easy this week, but we've struggled this week to get them done again. We've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 villains. So
goodness, go on.
Villains. So we've got Captain Hook, we've got Maleficent, we've got Hades, we've got the Queen from Snow White, and we've got Maleficent. Oh no, we've got 6. Sorry, we've got Scar.
Right.
We did Crystal Palace before, so I think we talked about how bad they were, but we didn't say who we'd give them. I put Captain Hook for them, forward for them. What do you guys think?
I put the press corps as all my 4 villains.
Yeah.
Yes, Charlie, I'm with you on
the fans who are saying flap out. Those are my villains.
I'll also go back to something Harrison put on before. Let me just scroll up. So Harrison put this on. We heard this a lot last year. Here's a new name for Liverpool, right? And I'm going to have another rant. I'm sorry, it's coming. I'm sorry, it's going to go. I got the VR decision wrong because it wasn't the Liverpool's player foot he measured it against. It was actually the Leicester's player's foot that he measured it against and put them on side. They were actually both offside, but that's it. So VAR definitely get all of them that I'm there. Hades, Snow White Queen, and Cruella and Captain Hook. They're all here. They're all VAR. They're getting a lot. Yeah. But we can't do that because we've got the table. It's got to be teams.
Yeah.
Shall we go Captain Hook, Crystal Palace?
I think that's being polite.
Sure. Yeah.
Being polite. You want to go harsher than
that big hook
one of our big ones?
Let's go. I think really harsh with Palace because I think it can't be a one-man team.
No. Let's just put the I won't take a new picture of where we're up to, so this will still include the characters that we've used already, but it'll give you an idea of what characters up there. So we'll put that on there, right? So we've still got Captain Hook, we've still got Maleficent, we've still got Hades, we've still got the Queen from Snow White, we've still got Cruella de Vil, and we've still got Scar and Jiminy Cricket and Moana, and obviously Goofy and Mickey there in the middle. We still got there. So the top row we've only got a Moana. The middle row we've got everyone. We've only got Scar from the fourth row. We've only got Jiminy Cricket from the bottom row left. Remind ourselves of the results as well. So we need to remind yourselves of the results today. So yesterday, obviously Leicester beat Liverpool 3-1. Crystal Palace got beat at home by Burnley 3-0. Man City beat Tottenham 3-0 at home. Brighton and Aston Villa 0-0. Today was Southampton got beat 2-1 by Wolves. West Brom drew with Man United. Arsenal and Leeds were 4-2 to Arsenal. And obviously Fulham beat Everton 2-0 at Goodison Park. Today.
We've still not allocated West Brom in that, have we?
We haven't, no. Let's be harsh to him. We can't give him this now because
it's an Allardyce thing.
Do you know what? Because they got a draw against United, I'm tempted to give them Moana, but I can't.
Yeah. I can't give them. I would, you know what? Yeah, I would. I would give them Moana because actually, I know in future weeks we can actually slate them for every villain under the sun. Because they're time. But yeah, but they were another team example of VAR getting the decision wrong again. You know, yeah. Let's go with Moana and let's get some of these characters along.
It's done. It's locked in, John. It's there. It's on. It's in the table. I'm gonna throw my name forward for Liverpool now as well, and let's see what you guys think. I'm gonna go with the Queen for Snow White for Liverpool because they were good, but then they just turned into this horrible little witch at the end and just threw it away. They had to poison. They had their own poisoned apple at the end of that game.
Yeah.
You know.
I think that's spot on. You know?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't want them to get the Goofy award again this week because that'll be 2 weeks on the top.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I can't do that. I've got to pick up. I've got to defend my team here. So yes, no way. There you go.
Yeah, I don't think they fit Goofy this week. They were good. They had a lapse. You know, there's a difference between being total junk for the whole game, but they weren't. I thought it was.
It was a good. It wasn't like we played bad. We played good football. You know, it's just they just didn't work out right, did it? It was a little bit of a, you know, we're doing Disney, but we were doing non-Disney. It was a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde kind of game, wasn't it? And I think the Queen from Snow White is a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde person. So best fit, I think. Right. So. Jiminy Cricket, West Brom, because dreams do come true. I don't know, Nick. The 12 points off safety, and Newcastle play tomorrow, and they got Newcastle. Are they playing Chelsea away? Newcastle, is it?
Yeah.
I don't remember now. Tough game. I don't know. Maybe. But I think they deserve Moana because they were heroic to get that 1-1 draw against United.
I think as well. I think we could actually allocate Brighton as well as what character I was thinking of really maybe something like Jiminy Cricket, just very quietly going about the business, not doing anything special, but they're unbeaten in 5.
Yeah,
and actually, you know, they're trying to play good football. You know, I think they're grinding out some really good performances, and I think even yesterday, you know, it was a case that you're sort of willing them on against Villa, and it just like I think the Villa goalkeeper basically kept them in it. You know, Brighton should have won that game. So yeah, let's go with something like that for Brighton.
I'm fine with that.
It's locked in. Got Jiminy Cricket for Brighton. So now all we've got is Mickey, Goofy, and 5 villains. We're struggling with the villains again, guys. We've got Captain Hook, we've got Maleficent, Hades, Cruella de Vil, and Scar. And we've got the teams we've got left are City, Chelsea, West Ham, Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Fulham, and Sheffield United. And wouldn't you believe it, a lot of them are playing tomorrow.
Yeah, you can put all the 4 that are playing tomorrow as the villains for them.
For playing on Monday.
They should have came earlier.
Yeah, they should have come earlier. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Can we put Chelsea as Hades?
Yeah,
Because
Chelsea.
if they win tomorrow, they go above Liverpool, and I don't like that. I think Hades needs to be the like that.
All right, yeah, that's good.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Just simply out of you're gonna go above us, and I don't like it, so you're getting Hades. Right?
Does that make West Ham Ursula or?
Well, we've already got Ursula. Everton have Ursula.
Okay.
John got that in early. West Ham, Cruella de Vil, and I'm going to say that because Sarah said it before, because of Karen Brady, is it?
Okay.
We'll give them Cruella de Vil again. Yeah. There you go. You go in there. And we've then got to leave it 2-2, don't we? Because like a little bit of a drum roll moment at the end. Who gets the Mickey and who gets the Goofy? I think we know who's getting the Mickey this week. It's a nailed on thing now. And I think I know who's getting Goofy as well. But Scar, Cruella de Vil, Dog Ruff. Who's been Dog Ruff this week? You can't give it to Fulham. I can't believe it. We've got villains left. We've got Fulham, and he had a good result today away to Goodison Park.
And he played well.
And he plays well as well. So, I think we might need to swap something here.
Let's go. Why not give them? If we got Cruella still available,
Cruella de Vil, yeah.
Just give Fulham Cruella because how it made me feel.
We'll do that for you, John.
The total cruelty of putting me through 90 minutes of absolute torture. I won't repeat the words I was using earlier.
I thought Fulham was Dumbo flying high.
No, we give Man United Dumbo flying high.
Oh, okay.
They're in the tree. They don't know when they're going to fall out of it.
Oh yeah, it was Nick, wasn't it? Who come up with that one? Yeah. Right, so now we're down to the last 4. We've done well, lads. We've done well. We've got the last 10 minutes. We've actually crammed it all in. We've got 4 left. So we've got the Mickey, the Goofy, Captain Hook, and Scar. Right. So, and then we've got Man City, Crystal Palace, Newcastle, and Sheffield United. Right. So for me, I'm going to say this, see what you guys think. I think they're down. I think they're out. I think they're in Championship next year, and they're just waiting for that good old Hook to come, take them away, and that's Sheffield United. I think they're gone. I think.
I know Charlie's got a soft spot for the Blades, and
I do.
As much as you keep looking at that table, they've only got 11 points from 23 games.
Yeah, exactly. They're going. They're gone. That's it. They're down. They're out. So I don't know. Up to you guys. What do you think? Captain Hook, Sheffield United, Charlie. Do you agree with that one? Do you want to give them something else?
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
They'll win 6-0 tomorrow now. Yeah.
And then the Hawk is me.
Charlie, we do that. They're nailed on for the Mickey Award next week. No matter what Liverpool do against Everton next.
So no, let's not go there. It's going to be a fun show next week, no matter what.
Absolutely.
Even if it's a draw, we'll be moaning that it was a drab derby, and no passion, no nothing. And if Everton win, me and Charlie are in for a horrible night, and if we win, Sean, you're in for a horrible night.
I'm used to it.
So we've got 3 left now. So we've got City, we've got Crystal Palace, we've got Newcastle, and we've got Mickey, Goofy, and Scar. So now what we're going to do?
Newcastle need to be Scar.
Yeah,
I was just informed by my wife, Stacey, that I guess I just swore. I want to apologize to all the 20,000 people watching. I didn't mean to swear. I'm sorry.
I didn't even hear you. Swear. I hope.
Me neither. I was like, did I really? Oh no. I'm sorry.
I never noticed it.
If you were offended by that, please call Charlie and not me. I think we're past the watershed here in the UK, you know. I don't think, and we're talking football here. I don't know what it was like with you, John. When my dad took me to the game, he always says, you can swear in the grounds, but when we get back outside, you can't swear. Football, it's fine, but no, it's...
Exactly.
I know we're family friendly. We like to keep it family friendly and stuff like that. But I think I wouldn't worry about it too much, Charlie. It's one of them. You know, I'm not one to call anyone for throwing out the odd F-bomb here and there. I'm probably the world's worst for it. I can't believe I've done so many live streams without me dropping one myself. So Newcastle Scar, and I think you're on the same thought line of me, John, and I don't know whether you're there as well, Charlie, of who gets the Mickey and who gets the Goofy this week. So we've only got City and Crystal Palace left now. And I think from the start of the night, I was thinking Crystal Palace Goofy, and I was thinking Man City Mickey all the way through.
Yeah, I don't think we've got any choice this week. I think it's
Palace Mickey, yeah. No.
Palace Mickey.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, City gets Mickey, of course.
We're gonna have to just accept the fact that this season our great rivals, Man City, as much as they become now, we're going to get not only the league title, but I think they're going to get the Mickey Award at the end of the season from us as well. Yeah,
That's what it's looking like. Yep, for sure.
Just wait until Chelsea go on a sort of unbeaten run of like 12 games until the end of the season. I heard it first here. If that happens,
I'm going to picture this. You guys chat along. I'll just get a picture of this now.
You do that, yeah. You do that, and we'll just say a big thank you to everyone who's joined in the chat tonight, because actually it's kept us going. You know, we're all suffering here, and if you're watching this next sort of Tuesday or Wednesday, you've got to understand it stays with you. It'll stay with me until
The next,
I don't know when, until we win again, because I've got Man City on Wednesday. I've got Liverpool next Saturday. I'm expecting 8 days of my life. I'm writing it off. Me football. By this time next week, I'll have taken up a different sport to go and watch. You know, maybe the rugby will take over instead. You know, I was just like, I'll be sat here next Sunday night, just unable to talk, and Everton will be 9th by that time, which is not what I want. But hey.
But it is, you know, I like these shows. At least they're therapeutic, even if they're, you know, get to vent a little bit. And again, thank you guys for including me in this. I don't have many American friends to talk football with, and or European football, you know.
Wow.
And I love this. So.
Yeah, and it's. I think Nick's described it before. It's like being in a British pub and just having a chat and sharing.
Yeah.
You know, sharing that pain of being a proper football fan, and supporting your team through thick and thin. And I think that's where we started the show tonight. We're talking about fans who aren't really fans, and I think they need to reel themselves back in as well. You know,
they need to give the heads a wobble, John. That's what they need to do. Give the heads a wobble.
Yeah, and also, you know, again, look back at Sheffield United. You know, if you're a Blades fan, if you look at the work that Chris Wilder's done there. They played absolutely incredibly last season. It hasn't quite paid off this season, but you keep faith with your manager, just like Norwich did. Norwich had a really torrid time in the Premier League. They've been relegated. They look absolutely superb in the Championship. They should get promoted, all being well. But they keep hold of the manager and they believe in what the manager's trying to build and trying to bring through. And it works on different levels. It works if you're a team like Norwich. It works exactly the same as if you're a team like Liverpool, Man City, Man United. You don't start sort of pressing the panic button just because you don't like 3 or 4 games worth. That's in some respects that's the Chelsea way of doing things, isn't it? but it's not right. You know, you end up with a club that's completely faceless. There you go, Nick. Yeah, you can have 9th. I'll stick with it.
You're dead right, John. You're dead right. I mean, look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Just before Christmas, everyone was calling for his head. I know you're saying before they've started doing it again tonight, but he's done really well.
Yes,
he's done really well.
A half decent team. You know, let's have a bit of patience. You know, and again, I think we've said it before, but you know, we talk about injuries that clubs have got. We've talked about the fact that teams are playing without a crowd. You know, this is a season unlike any other. You know, just back off from being that keyboard warrior and just sort of trashing your own team. It's just not good.
Unfortunately, John, you're not going to get from that. You're not going to get rid of them because some people get brave with the keyboard. Like Sarah saying there, some people like Klopp get brave and front it. And front it out. And I know it's kind of brave I'd like to be. I'd like to be the Klopp kind of brave than the keyboard warrior kind of brave.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what my rant was on about earlier on as well. Just them people who just come on and just start writing stuff that you just don't have a clue what to do. Clearly don't understand what they're doing. Yeah. You know.
Oh, look at that. Charlie's multitasking. Charlie's in the chat.
No, look, Charlie's in the chat.
Play there, Charlie.
I mean, I couldn't even get the picture done before without stop talking. You guys are pretty on, I'll do a picture. There's Charlie. Love it. Brilliant. So anyway, so we'll bring the table up now, what I've done. And here's where it looks today, guys, this week. So this is how it's ended up. I'll tell you what, Charlie, you know, I don't know. Does this work? Does that? There you go. You're on the screen.
No, I'm fine. You see me looking in at the table anyway. So
let me just go over here because look, I can still be in the stream if I go over here and I go.
Point that way, will I be in Charlie's stream?
So there we are. So Mickey Mouse has gone to City. Goofy's gone to Crystal Palace this week. Hades has gone to Chelsea just simply because if they win tomorrow, they'll go above Liverpool, so they deserve it. They're getting it. Everton has got Cruella. Not Cruella, sorry, Ursula. Cruella's gone to Fulham because it made John feel dog rough. Tonight. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed the show. I've enjoyed doing it. I'm sure John and Charlie have enjoyed doing it as well.
Certainly
We can't wait for next week again. I can't wait for next week. Derby week next week. Who's going to be the one gloating next week? Is it going to be me, Charlie? Or is it going to be John?
Yeah.
Who's it going to be? Join us next week.
Imagine if it's 0-0 after we trailed it like this and it's 0-0.
And we'll all be Cruella de Vil next week. We'll all be so rough.
I'll take a point. That's it. I'll take a point.
Yeah, no. It's
been an absolute blast, guys. Thoroughly enjoyed your company again.
Brilliant. Right. Anyway, guys, it's gone 13 minutes over. We do apologise about that. We've tried to get the characters in as quick as we could. We've done it. We've got there in the end.
Yeah.
Slow start to it, but we got there in the end. But see you next week. Enjoy.